is Chris,
And I'm Gary,
and welcome to Nerd Banter.
the show which is everything nerd.
What are we doing, Gary?
We're doing something a little bit different. It's something that we've probably seen a couple of different sites doing online at the moment, but it's a reaction trailer to the wonderful Avengers Infinity War trailer that came out last week. Was it last week? Last week.
Okay, so we're going to be stopping and starting and, pausing when we kind of want to talk through it and see how it goes. All right, so we shall hit start on this bad boy. That's obviously space.
There was an idea.
And there's somebody that mightn't be in the movie.
What? Okay, I'm going to pause that for a second. Now. What? Okay, we're like 10 seconds in.
I know.
Who might not be in the movie?
Yeah, they haven't released any apart from the Variety pictures, the ones on the Variety magazine. Have you seen him in the
I haven't.
trailer?
I've seen him a little bit. I've seen Iron Man in it in his new suit. Like,
Okay, well, we won't.
are you thinking he's going to die like in it?
I think he would be probably, other than Iron Man, the best guess.
Okay. All right. Just dropping bombshells left, right, and center. All right. Okay. Cool.
Remarkable people. To see if we could become something more.
All right.
Okay, pause here. Yeah.
Yeah. Vision seems to have gotten a paint job.
Is that scene from the very start of the movie, or is that scene from the very end of the movie?
Well, he still has the Infinity Stone in his forehead.
He has a little yellow mark where the Infinity Stone may or may not have been.
Okay, I'm gonna take this back to around.
I just have a theory that basically later on in the trailer, I know I'm getting ahead of myself. Later on in the trailer, you see one of Thanos's children basically ripping the Infinity Stone out of his head, out of Vision's head, and my personal theory is that Vision doesn't die because of that. He becomes what we see here. He becomes the kind of humanized version of the Vision.
Let me just see this again for a second.
Yeah.
He's still got the Infinity Stone there, still glowing.
I'm just saying, it's a theory.
We could fight the battles.
Okay, pause.
You want to talk about Black Widow's new hair?
Obviously. Nothing to do with the fact that Banner is standing beside the fucking Hulkbuster arm.
Yeah. That's pretty
Another
epic.
theory that's kind of prevalent on the internet is that Banner and Hulk are going to get separated. And it's actually Banner fighting in the Hulkbuster armor.
And side by side with
the Hulk.
That would be awesome.
The reason I say this is I saw an image. I think it was actually Mark Ruffalo who posted it up on Twitter, and it's Mark Ruffalo reacting to a giant grey hand, basically at his face. So, two theories: it's either Thanos threatening him, or it's Grey Hulk. So when Banner and Green Hulk, or the Hulk that we know, get separated, he becomes Grey Hulk and is kind of more evil than he was before.
All right, okay, interesting. Yeah, I like Black Widow's new hair. That's obviously in Wakanda as well.
Yeah. A lot of this trailer takes place outside of New York, surprisingly enough. Marva's lovely new intro.
It's pretty solid.
Okay, so pause.
Okay, two things there.
Yeah. One of the things I saw on the internet there is in the couple of seconds before there, when they were all standing at the bottom of the stairs, Tony Stark is holding the mobile phone that Steve Rogers gave him at the end of Civil War.
I would have never spotted that.
It's one of those things that I would never have spotted either, but someone on the internet was kind enough to be a bigger nerd than we are.
Yeah.
And yeah, he has it in his hand. It's the same. You can see that it is because it's one of those old
Flippy phones.
clamshell
Yeah.
phones. So he is either after calling Steve Rogers or is about to call Steve Rogers. So
I'm gonna go after that to the Spider-Man Spidey sense. Yay! Thank
something
God
we
they're
didn't see
bringing it.
we didn't
No.
see in Homecoming, and it's one of the things that you can't have Spider-Man without Spider Sense.
I know exactly. Could not
So-
agree more. Let's continue.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Cool. Do you know what that is? Like, is just a generic spaceship, or is it just is actually something
it's-
that is known for Thanos in the comics?
I
Like,
have no idea, to be honest. It does just seem like generic thing in the sky that Marvel does so well. But obviously, it's going to have. It looks like a portal, so I assume that that's what it is. It's going to be Thanos's kind of portal to Earth, and not surprisingly, it's in New York because that's the most important place in the Marvel universe up until now. But as I said, like if you look at the trailer, of a lot of the trailer takes place in Wakanda, so I'm hoping to have a nice mix of. It's not all going to be set in New York. It's not going to be a rehash of the first Avengers movie.
well, Ruffalo there in the background, hanging out with Doctor Strange, and Downey Jr. is sporting a new arc reactor as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Now, some talk on the word on the street is that it is it's more like an extremist kind of armor. It's either
Okay.
his suit converts into the armor or
Yeah.
whatever he's wearing. So it's even more kind of it's another upgrade, like you know.
Yeah.
So definitely interesting. It's just seeing them three actually in
So
the
yeah,
same shot is
before
really
you go
cool.
back to essentially, we'll probably talk about a little bit more of this about at the end of the trailer. Have we seen the bit already where Bruce Banner's lying on the ground and he's only after kind of all right? Okay,
No, not
go
yet.
ahead then.
You can see he got the Hulk beat out of him. Yeah. Okay. So do you think Loki is going to give up the Infinity Gem there?
Well, he went back for it
Yeah.
in Thor Ragnarok. So I would assume
Just to save his own ass.
he
Like.
is going to do another switcheroo, and I actually would like to see Loki going full bad again. I would enjoy. Not that I haven't enjoyed him being the kind of buddy element of the last two Thor movies,
Loki.
but
Yeah.
he is the god of mischief. I would love to see him turn around and go, yeah, all the stuff that I've been doing in the last two movies has all been a complete kind of red herring as to what my actual purposes were, and that is to get the Infinity Gauntlet to Thanos. Because when Loki was sent off into space at the end of the first Thor movie, he obviously went somewhere. And he obviously was in contact with Thanos. And you know what I mean? So
Set out a plan.
it could have been a plan that's been going all along.
There's Thanos. What do you think of his look?
Someone did a brilliant meme of him as Homer Simpson. And
it is brilliant.
He looks better than Steppenwolf in the Justice League movie. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh God! Oh, what do you think of Spider-Man's new suit? That's different, actually. It's a bit darker than the one that was in Spectacular Spider-Man. It's a wee bit different. It was you had more copper tones.
Is that not
in the
just the suit that's at the end of Homecoming?
No, I think it's a bit different.
Okay.
Like, there was copper undertones. It's directly ripped from I think
It's
it was
the
Civil War.
Iron Spider.
Iron Spider suit. Or it's I think it's anyway. It is Tony Stark suit.
I just assumed that this was the suit that's at the end of Homecoming that Peter Parker kind of turns down.
And he can see the eyes light up as well.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit. Well, it's a bit navy. It's still more navy. Like the other one was very, very copper and red,
Okay.
like you know. So, but that's harken back completely to the actual suit from the comics. Like, okay, he looks cool. He looks
does.
very cool. There's Thor with the one eye.
Mm-hmm.
Who is he throwing that? Who is he throwing that spear to? Who's
That is. That is one of Thanos'
Minions?
children,
All right, okay.
and she's throwing the spear at. It looks like Steve Rogers.
Oh, Steve Rogers, the one
Yeah.
cap. Oh, yeah.
Because
Okay.
I think Thor is going to spend most of the film in space. So
All
it
right.
looks like maybe at the end of Thor Ragnarok, he ends up being kind of captured by Thanos' ship.
Mm.
So maybe this is what he's doing. One of the things he needs to do to escape from Thanos' ship and eventually end up with the Guardians
team.
of the Galaxy.
Like in the beard. Okay, so definitely some sort of obviously spacecraft going into Wakanda. You can see there now, like what Spider-Man getting his ass handed to him. That's probably harking back to when he's still in New York.
Yeah.
I say he absolutely gets a beat down on it. Like,
And Steve Rogers wearing a pair of claws instead of his usual kind of
yeah.
instead of his usual shield. He has a pair of Wakandan, obviously a piece of a Black Panther, maybe an old Black Panther armor set,
His
and
granddad's
he's
or
able to
something.
just use the
Stinky
gauntlets.
old Panther granddads.
Yeah, so something they dug out. Well, he's used to he's an old man himself. He'd be used to that. So
There we go. Okay, so you can see in Vision getting the
yeah, so
getting
that's what
this-
I was saying
the
about
stone.
Vision. Everyone's kind of
Oh, and he's pink there as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
he ends up.
But I thought he's able to kind of change his appearance.
Well, I'm just saying it's a theory that everyone assumes that the trailer is in chronological order, whereas we know from
Past
movie
experiences,
trailers
yeah,
that
it's not.
the studios don't necessarily have to. It's a way that they can confuse the audience, and then it means that you're not going in to see the movie that you're completely expecting.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe Vision will end up being more like more
Vision.
human at the end of the movie.
That looks painful. There's one. That's his new suit, anyway.
Pause.
Okay.
I don't know if you're a big fan of The Crow.
Yeah.
I rewatched it recently, and there's a line in The Crow where the main bad guy is talking, and he's like, blah blah blah. But you did put a smile on my face. It's literally a line from The Crow, and I was just a little bit of a fanboy moment when Thanos says that as well.
Cool. So again, we can't really see who they're fighting against. Probably just generic minions, to be honest with you.
They are, yeah, they have a name. I can't remember what they're called, but they look exactly like that in the comic books. They have 4 arms. It's pretty much spot on, but they are Thanos's kind of generic army of whatever's that he sends into whatever planet that he's trying to take over.
Load of red shirts.
I think they're led by his children, so we see a split second of one of them, like obviously Gamora and the other character that's in Guardians of the Galaxy,
The green one.
yeah, and her sister, they're both children of Thanos, but
Nebula.
Nebula.
Yeah.
There are other children of Thanos, so we will be seeing. It's not just going to be Thanos arriving on the planet on his own. He has a team
He's
behind
got
him.
backup. Cool.
This is pretty much the money shot, like.
Oh, completely. Seeing them all together, but it's only kind of Captain America. I'll go back to that.
Yeah. But in saying again, this is one of the scenes where, like, any one of those characters could literally be pulled out of that scene and it wouldn't make any difference.
No.
So I think this is just a trailer. This is a version of this scene that they released for the trailer. I would put money on the fact that there's at least one character in there that isn't going to be in there in the final release of the movie.
Oh, you think so?
Not that I'm saying that they're going to die. I'm thinking it's a really cool scene. So they were just like, we'll try and get as many people in as we can. Like you're going to have, what's his name? Rhodey flying through here now any second as well.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's just their way of kind of saying, right, everybody's in this movie, but I would imagine in the final cut, they could literally just pull any character out of that scene right
I
there.
remember
like-
as well, like Bruce Banner was in New York. Now, again, with Doctor Strange, he can teleport really anywhere. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's transport wise, it's kind of handy to have.
well,
Like,
that's another thing. Like
But
that,
that
they
could
they
be-
could just change the color. Like that could be what I was talking about earlier. That could be Grey Hulk, and Banner is in the Hulkbuster armor, kind of doing what he can, and Hulk is either on their side or maybe not. Maybe Hulk even kind of goes evil and he has a little redemption, because the rumor was that Hulk was going to have an arc starting in the Thor Ragnarok movie that was going to last over 3 movies, I think. So this could be him going wrong, and then whatever movie that he's going to be, the third part of his arc is him and Hulk kind of coming together and realizing that they work better as a team than they do kind of fighting against each other.
I get you.
The big A.
That is the money
That
maker.
music is.
It doesn't get old,
It
to be honest
doesn't
with
get
you.
old.
I remember seeing that. I remember that, especially in the first film, where that scene. Oh, sorry. There's Thor and the Guardians. May 2018 cannot come soon enough. You buzzed by it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
same
can't wait. Like, we still have Black Panther to see as well, and to be honest with you, after watching that trailer, I'm even more excited to see Black Panther than I was before, because I honestly didn't think that so much of the Avengers movie would be taking place in Wakanda. I thought it would be Wakanda would be the only time that we would see Wakanda would be in the Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
And at the end of the Black Panther movie, it would be a case of Steve Rogers and Winter Soldier kind of going, okay, thanks for everything. We have to go back to New York now because there's a big threat, and obviously that big threat is going to be fought in New York.
It's more global now,
Yeah,
rather than
I
just
think
kind of rehashing
it's
the old
really
stuff.
good that they're deciding to kind of spread it out a little bit, and it means that like you have Doctor Strange, you have Iron Man, you have Bruce Banner, like they are all in New York.
Vision as well.
And Vision and Scarlet Witch as well. So you have all those characters in New York, and you have all those characters in Africa. So there'll be a nice little switch between them,
Balance
and
between
then
the two.
it means that when they eventually all actually come together in one place, it's going to be a bit more of an audience kind of moment.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be the entire movie isn't going to be the entire group all the time. You're going to have different things going on in different countries, and
Didn't see Ant-Man there at all.
no, didn't see Ant-Man.
Only seen Spider-Man getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And that was, folks. That's pretty much our reaction trailer to the Infinity War trailer, Avengers. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we liked recording it. Anyway, catch yous on the next video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on what your thoughts were of this video and the trailer as well.
Absolutely.
Thanks
I'm
for
sure there'll be
watching.
lots. Thanks. Bye.